Like we had mentioned a little earlier, they played before and it was kind of close. And now they're coming off of a fat win against Quest Esports. They might have some really good momentum here and maybe some new ideas that they've come up with. So it's going to
Yeah.
be a pretty good game.
Yeah, and the last game was on Night Market. This one is on Atlas Lab. Very different maps. Both have double barriers, but basically everything else is about as different as they can be. And I'm really curious. I feel like Rasmus Mako, obviously always a good comp. Meanwhile, for Cyber Swipe, this is a very like comfort comp for them. And I kind of like to see that in these kinds of games. But also, I was talking earlier, if Rune is your comfort pick, that is a scary pick to have.
Okay, we did
Meanwhile,
chat about that.
yeah, and everyone in this game except for Sero going for rapid fire over stacks on stacks.
Whoa, that's crazy because if we had just a moment to say like, oh, what do you think people would take in this game? I felt like it would be the exact opposite, and we would have seen almost 6 stacks on stacks.
So something notable is that nowadays that stacks takes way long. Oh, great, so clean by Zoe the Witch. Sorry, that was really clean. Wasn't expecting that, but something we've seen nowadays from these rapid fire versus stacks on stacks comps, since stacks got increased to 150 stacks, it's a lot easier to kill them and do stuff before they get the stacks if you have a bunch of rapid fires. It makes a lot of sense to me that Rasmus went stacked. I think that's just the better choice on him. But all the other characters, they stack fairly quickly. They get a lot of, they get a lot of value from having more primaries, and I can definitely see the argument for them getting it. Now, Goalie wants that CDR, she wants the creation size, and if they're able to get 2 more goals and win this set, and if Assertive can get something like Timeless Creator, that's really big for an out goalie.
True, I could agree with that. I felt like Now is a really good character for stacking stacks, though. So she gets like a lot of different hits here and there, but we do see rapid fire, which is totally fine as we are moving on to this
They're
point
both
here.
really good.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I guess it's more like a preference thing, right? 'Cause, I mean, like you're saying, you could just kill people after it takes a while to stack, but as we do see someone going off right there, it looks like Expo-chan might have fallen off the map there. Perhaps a kill from... I don't know who killed him, but...
Looks like a
good
primary or something from Sero. I don't know.
Perhaps, but good kill there. We're going to have the Power of Friendship grabbing their first point in this set here, evening this game up. Sero does have flip, could make a quick double barrier here, unless Assertive can stop them. Maybe if Sero gets a nice... Okay, actually, if he flipped like right there, I thought we would be seeing something big like that. Well, counter flip does end up catching it, though. Keep a little bit of possession of the ball. Not much going on here, and Snare Jumps does kind of jail both players, gets them to use a little bit of evade here. We got Rune with his own like Shadow Strike there, as you can kind of like stay in on board and use the pillar to strike for you in that spot. Really great primary from Sarah, but does get the Sad Boys angle, so not much happening there. Assertive really happy to see that strike shot on Now. Actually, I usually see boots, I feel like, on Now some of the time, but strike shot totally acceptable here as they're working on to this next point on the top lane.
Yeah, I think after the recent change where Momentum Boost got nerfed, it's really valid to go strike shot here. I think it works pretty well. Zoe the Witch about to have core flip, gonna be really important how she uses it, especially since overtime hits in 2 seconds. She can easily score on this Mako who has an open net. Also gonna be harder for Now to find good clears against this team comp. Zoe the Witch winning a huge strike war there, and Assertive using this ultimate to kind of create space, pressure, and keep the core up while Expo-chan respawns. Mr. Flambeau and Sero about to get core flip. Wet Zero still has his. Zoe the Witch trying to live. Gonna be hard for her too, especially if she's trying to keep this flip that she almost has. And Assertive barely misses the strike. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, really close spot there, but just not enough. A point going on over to the Power of Friendship here. We do have Juno on this team, which is notoriously quite good in overtime, as you're going to see some red ball action happening here from just the strike with friends some of the times here. Just a little bit of power, a little bit of multiplier on that primary or the passive, and it's just going to give her those red balls here. A really great attempt there from Flambeau, but even better save there from Expo-chan, but the relentless efforts here of Power of Friendship is going to get that barrier here from Assertive into the hands of Wet Zero. Not going to spend the flip to help it on through. Going to use it defensively perhaps here. Okay, ends up sending off that barrier, which is fine. Okay, losing both there and spending the flip. Kind of worst case scenario if you are Power of Friendship here. Still a little bit of possession onto the bottom side. Assertive has their flip, not enough pressure to cause them to use it here. And see if Sarah can get this one through this banish, I guess.
Yeah, Zoe the Witch popping the flip, then the quick little Mako emote to note that was a mistake. Assertive has flip right now. Defending an open net, it's going to be hard for now to do this when she doesn't have creation size. She does have CDR with her primary, so she can set them up, and that makes it a little easier for her. But Cyber Swipe, basically just trying to get Expo Chan flip, barely misses the strike on that slime. Flambeau didn't strike, kind of a no-strike mix-up. Barely misses that angle, and Sero really clean strike into the spin. Something I see Scyther12 do all the time. One of those really clean Rasmus scores, then you know he's played Rasmus.
Yeah, for sure. And they buffed that, actually. And, like, I think the last 2 patches or something like that, they buffed the knockback on the Whiplash. So you do get Red Ball in overtime now. I think that was kind of a crazy change. But, hey, you know, I'm just a guy. You know, this Awakening draft is going to show what's going to happen here. We do have Primetime Rasmus, which is not something I'd expect
He was
to
forced
see.
to deny it.
From Kazan here?
Kind of, yeah. So it's weird. I don't necessarily agree with this. He takes prime time. Kazan would have probably gone Catalyst anyway, I think. But then, like, so I don't know. Really weird draft. But Red side got like every single thing they wanted. They have Monu on now. They have Timeless on Rune, Catalyst on Kazan. Juno did get Hot Shot. The core is gonna go fast. So there's definitely some things for Power Friendship to be happy about. But I mean, that was a really lucky draft for Cyberswipe, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it looks like they had kind of the better awakenings there, and they lost the set.
Yeah, that does happen sometimes. Yeah, good point here. That does definitely happen sometimes where you win the set and lose the awakening draft because it's a little bit random and the characters you've picked are, you know, whatever they are, and Juno got Hot Shot, and I feel like that's going to be huge here as they are kind of ahead right now. Power of Friendship feeling themselves right now. Expo Chan going to try their best to make use of this Timeless Creator, which is insanely powerful for Rune, but in certain situations. So we'll have to see it happen here. Okay, really big banish on basically everybody, but again, another great hold here from Cyberswipe. It's actually going to be a double barrier here from Cyberswipe. Can they get themselves on this board to work on this next set? Good strike shot there from Assertive. I keep forgetting that he has strike shot because I never take it myself, so trying to remember myself that they have this strike shot.
Yeah, Assertive, she definitely is, like, I think having some unfortunate moments this game, but also some good defensive moments. Hopefully gets this out, has flip, misses the strike, but it's fine. Doesn't see the angled Expo Chan. This is a hard game. On the side of the Power Friendship, they're about to have 3 flips, but great little setup there from Expo Chan, and Zoe gets all of the flips out and almost gets the goal, finally gets the goal. This is a close match. Sero about to have flip though, and I feel like this now goalie struggles against Sero when he has flip, but she got Monu. There is a play for her now.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think in this spot now will struggle with, especially the speed here from Juno. I think now is quite terrible at dealing with opposing like core speed, especially with something like Juno where it's red ball before overtime pretty much, because now his primary is quite slow. The setup doesn't really get big. It's kind of hard to set up the sentry drone when you're just like, oh, red ball's on the way. So just really tough goalie to use in certain situations. Does not seem to teleport back here. Free barrier for the side of the Power of Friendship, and man, Cyberswipe's gonna have to pull themselves together here and not get scored on, because the Power of Friendship is a little stronger than we thought, perhaps.
Yeah, sort of goes a little too far up. I think doesn't take the ultimate back. A rough round for Cyberswipe, but this game is close. I mean, we're seeing a lot of double barriers that Cyberswipe's able to get when they do get these offensive plays. They're finding sneaky little pillars or cute little redirects with Kazan. And it's a hard game because when the Rasmus has the core, a barrier usually is going down.
Yeah, Rasmus is a force to be reckoned with, especially with having that whiplash up. It just makes things super difficult here. Okay, nice strike and secondary there from Expo Chan. The Shadow Swap is going to make an instant strike there. Wet Zero does have the strike shot to hold the board there. Okay, and Snare Drums is also going to keep that one in here. So Expo Chan setting up the Shadow Swap a little bit close to the enemy goalie here to try to hold the ball, keep some more possession. Okay, that was close. The drum and bass does keep the ball away from the goal here. Can we get it out of here? Dealing a lot of damage to Expo Chan though, pulling them back left and right. They don't end up getting killed though, and maybe are actually going to grab a score here. Okay, they do get a power play though. Cyberswipe is kind of in trouble though.
Yeah, I mean, this is an insane point. I'm nervous for both of these teams. The ball has been almost in the net of the Power of Friendship so many times. They're holding hands in net using the Power of Friendship to just keep the core out. And now, barely saving that flip. It's basically just like a lull state if CyberSwipe gets the core out. Yeah, now they're like kind of even again, but they just use a ton of CDs, so maybe this offensive works out. And both teams really using the Power of Friendship here. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, I feel like I favor the Power of Friendship team comp for a little bit more mobility here. Juno just has a more consistent mobility tool, unlike Rune, who's a little bit more, like, it's not, you know, you have to set it up, and it only goes to one spot. So it's, like, really good, and it does, you know, what it needs to most of the time, but it's not like a blink. It's not like a normal dash, so I would give the consistency here a little bit over to Power of Friendship, especially grabbing, like, that hot shot is just making this Juno a big force to be reckoned with. Cero, as full stacks right now, is now maybe just a little bit more powerful than some of the rapid fire right now, as they're going to try to look for a kill. If they couldn't kill Cero, yeah, that would prove your theory true, as you can just kind of simply kill the one who has the stacks. Another great hold here for the Power of Friendship, though. Assertive, keeping the ball away here, but the Now is definitely having a tough time blocking when Erasmus has the ball, like you said.
Yeah, and Expo trying to do a cute little quirky rune play there. Unfortunately, barely doesn't work out. Now really low with no flip. Assertive, able to get the core out without using the flip there. Huge for this upcoming sequence. Now uses it. Zoe the Witch in their own net with flip. Has to use it too to kind of live. And almost dies to the middle, but barely able to kind of avoid it. And now Wet Zero with flip loses the barrier, but this is still a huge play for Power of Friendship. They're just one goal away, and Wet Zero has the reaction. Assertive has the monumental secondary, and Zero primary scores.
Okay, rough spot here if you're CyberSwipe, but that was so close to being like this like 4D chess play here from Expo Chan, setting up the Rune and Cyber Swap in that spot, or the Cyber Swap, the Shadow Swap in that spot. Almost made it happen though, but we did have some good reactions there from Wet Zero to end up scoring that one. And again, they take the next set here, which is big. They're having some size Rasmus, which is also pretty powerful here. They don't really have anything crazy to deny from Rune. In fact, he's going to go for deny himself, not even going for Siege Machine. And that's kind of some of the things that happen in these drafts with some of the creation characters, where it's like, oh, you want to get all your creation stuff because it's so good. But there's some stuff that exists in this game that are just like, you kind of have to deny it, because it's like, boy, if they get that 7% speed at all times, it's really going to be so annoying. And, well, you could use it yourself, but then it just feels so bad because you're not even playing a creation character with your creation stuff, and then it's like, things get a little messy, so a lot of powerful awakenings.
I feel like CyberSwipe just won another draft without winning the set.
It's
the
possible.
Now has Monu Chrono Boost. Like, yeah, Mako, Rasmus both got size, but like, that's a lot of good awakenings. Meanwhile, though, both barriers down on both sides, and Power of Friendship is one set away from being the 27th seed that made it all the way to Liftoff. Bad start for them. CyberSwipe got a goal, but anything can happen.
Facts. I mean, 1-2 punch here for Kazan does make things a little bit awkward here for any goalie, as that's just going to be a lot of extra power, right? Basically out of nowhere. No setup needed, actually. I mean, another hit is a setup, but I mean, when you got crooked leverage and things like topspin, it does not cost you damn near anything, as Zoe's going to be taken just about to nothing here. Lots of flips, 3 of them coming out here, and going to have sort of losing one of these barriers here, spending their proximity drone, getting basically nothing but a little bit of speed here. Now they have to defend against Cero, who has lots of strike resets here with those moves. Expo Chan are in a great place there to grab the barrier of their own, and Cyberswipe could start bringing this back here, though. Again, Expo Chan is a little bit low, but Cero really just kind of good shot to strike it in a spot where Assertive just couldn't get there, and man, that keeps happening. Unfortunately, Assertive just can't get there.
Yeah, huge there. Zoe tries to find a pass to Expo Chan, barely hits the middle at the wrong point, and kind of sends it back to Assertive way faster than she was expecting. So now Power of Friendship 1-1 has 2 core flips on their side, and this is a scary spot to be in if you're CyberSwipe. Seeing Rasmus with core flip in your face uses it to effect there, and now there's an open net, and they're 1-1 strike war away from being on match point. Zoe the Witch finds the barrier though, and Expo Chan, oh my god, that Rune Pillar play. Zoe the Witch almost able to find the score, barely misses the core. And They're just working their way through. Flambeau, a lot of patience there. I've seen him multiple times now have to stare down this rune pillar, and he's been able to find like the resolve within him to just hold it down. And oh my god, that pillar actually kind of saved it because the core went so much slower because of it. This is an insane point.
Yeah, it's really stressful when you're the goalie playing against the rune, because even if your teammate loses like a bad situation to a rune pillar, it's gonna be unreactable for you. So it's really, you have to be very conscious of all players when you're playing against rune, because he could pillar right in your face, and that's a completely unreactable situation that you're gonna lose, especially in overtime when he's got some power. It's gonna be red. It's gonna be tough. But
Yes.
now we're looking at the last point here for the power of friendship, though, and I mean, could this be the end?
It could be the end for Cyberswipe, and Sero, he had an insane hook strike there, barely getting the core out of assertive strike shot. And he's just really coming alive. Merrimack's former collegiate teammate, and unfortunately core barely getting away from assertive there, but they're able to find a kill on Sero, and this is a huge switch in Cyberswipe's fortunes. Hopefully they'll be able to find this last barrier if they want to keep this game alive. Zoe the Witch about to have core flip, and they're covering, but What Zero barely gets the core out. Zoe, hero play, dashes, hooks, scores, about to have the flip, and it's match point for Power of Friendship, set point for Cyberswipe, but Cyberswipe has one core flip about to be available. How does Zoe the Witch use hers?
Yeah, you can see it right there, the 1-2 punch Kazan. No overtime there. It's just a little too fast to get it. Big flip there, and actually he's not going to grab double barrier, but Zoe does end up collecting the next one here, and this is crazy for Cyberswipe. 13-second point, they keep themselves in the game, getting a kill, getting some experience. Actually, no experience really needed. Everyone's almost at max level here, but this is big. They keep themselves in the game. Kazan getting their first awakenings. Is there any size left? Not entirely sure, though.
Yeah, I think there's like a size in the next draft, but not this one. A lot of fun awakenings here. She ends up getting perfect form. Gonna be a really good Kazan awakening. She has rapid fire, gives her a ton of CDR, and meanwhile, Rune getting twin drive, gonna have more secondaries. Argument that should go to the Now, but she gets super surge anyway. Deny from the Mako. Mako has no dash awakenings. Now has 2. And Monyu, she kind of has like a better Mako secondary at this point. And it's still a very winnable game for Power of Friendship. Rasmus got speed, Flambeau has glass cannon, and it's kind of easy. It's kind of hard for him to keep it, but he definitely will get some value out of it, especially because of how Juno slimes get faster the faster the character is. But already, this point looking very different. Cyberswipe able to find the quick score. Is Zoe the Witch form swapped to like the other Kazan form and sent the core there a little faster? I would have been like, good job, but she didn't see it. Still, good goal. Sorry, I'm toxic. Anyways, about to have 3 core flips on the side of Cyberswipe, and this round looking complete opposite of the other one.
Yeah, the Power of Friendship taking over completely. I mean, my goodness, it matched you up with a 9-second point. Power of Friendship, again, a little stronger than we thought there, but this is a big set. This is a big set here for both of these teams. Once again, we have Cyberswipe just trying their best to stay alive right now. The hotshot Juno really showing up as the core is just flying at Mach 10. No one can really stop it. We could literally see no one can stop the core. It's actually soloing right now as we have just Mr. Flambeau is kind of taking the goals, kind of taking the points right now. See if they can get it out of here. Lose the situation to Expo Chen for the final barrier. Okay, Assertive has a little bit of extra speed here from the awakenings that they have taken. Sero does have flip with Zoe the Witch. Okay, the Death Touch does not seem to end up landing here. Zoe approaching, does get stuffed a little bit though. Assertive now against Sero with flip, ends up committing to a pendulum swing, so they don't actually get close enough to make that flip happen. Great advantage from Expo Chen, big 2v1 now.
Expo, if she saw the pass there at the end, it would have been huge, but barely gets through, and I just keep seeing the core barely get by on the top side because of the core speed. Someone has to cover that spot. The Power of Friendship about to have triple flip, 1 point away from securing their ticket to Liftoff. No one on Cyberswipe has any evade. This is such a scary spot to be in, but the core's moving fast. It's on the side of the Power of Friendship, and it's right back. Sero has flip right in front of Assertive's face, tries to go for the pass. Flambeau barely doesn't react.
Yeah, it could have been that final barrier, but no problem here. Cyberswipe keeping this last one with their life here. Yeah, we can see that Flambeau definitely getting a lot of value out of the edge core speed right now. If they can hold on to some of these corners. Maybe they can hold on to some of these barriers, but we're going to have a power play here for Power of Friendship once again. Assertive has flipped now, finally just got it there. Going to spend it in, and unfortunately get nothing out of it, though. Expo Chen going to try to have their best to get a little bit more extra defense. And here Zoe finally does show up after being killed there. Expo Chen has a situation. Okay, I'm going to setting up the Cyber Swap instead. Keep saying Cyber Swap though. And same situation. Once again, can't cover the top spot against the Hotshot Juno. And it's, I mean, it's kind of Expo Chan's job in a way to like cover that spot because it's much easier for the goalie to cover the others. And it's going to be the Power of Friendship.
Yeah, unfortunate ending there for Cyberswipe, but Power Friendship, 27th seed, managing to make it all the way to this spot, prevailing with the Power of Friendship. I can't even say, like Sero had a really good performance, honestly. I think, like, but so did Flambeau, Wet Zero, lost some barriers, but kept the open net really well. They kind of just had their comp, they played their comp, they made the core go really fast. Rasmus got really big and got the core, and they had an insane upset and got to lift. They beat Quest to get here, and then beat the 6th seed to make it into Liftoff. Or I guess the 7th seed. I don't know what seed Cyberside did. But anyways, point is, pretty insane performance from them, and excited to see what they do in Liftoff. Can they make it further?
They might. They might. That was a pretty solid performance, like we said. They it looks like Cyberswipe, I'm pretty sure they did have a chance to deny Hotshot Juno if they wanted to in one of those drafts. Yeah, they could have, but opting to go for some other awakenings there, which were also probably pretty strong. But sometimes core speed is just, it's just too good. Sometimes core speed, I mean, you can't be everywhere at once, and you know, you try to read maybe one thing and then it just gets past you and your goalie is trying to cover everything, and it's tough. So really great work there from the Power of Friendship to take that one. I mean, beating Quest Esports and then moving on, I mean, how poetic, right? To do so well and then to really get it going.
Yeah, it's just insane for a 27 seed to make it all the way, right? Like, to me, I said this in the player interviews for Launchpad 1, for Launchpad 2, any of the top 20 teams can make it. I didn't see this 27th seed making it. And this team had a poor performance in Launchpad 1. They were seeded higher than they ended up, like, than their result ended up being. Their seed got lowered for Launchpad 2. Clearly, they grinded for this and they came prepared, and they managed to go all the way. Really impressive. Yeah, like, I have no idea, like, this is a team where now I have no idea how to rate them because they just had this huge upset path to get here. Like, are they better than Quest Esports? Like, at least the, like, theorized Quest Esports that was 2nd seed and everything? Maybe? I don't know.
True, but that is look like it's gonna be all for us tonight. Really great games. Loved commentating with you here, Liari. And I mean, you guys got to stay tuned, of course, because in not sure when exactly. Do you know when exactly Liftoff
When
is?
Liftoff in 2
2
weeks.
weeks. Okay, cool. 2 weeks from now, we're going to be seeing Liftoff, which all the teams you saw winning here today are going to be showing up here and trying to moving on to making their way in NASL or NASA. And everyone else will be showing up for NAST. And we got that tier 3 bracket or tier 3 tournament as we have added there, so which is really great. And anything else you'd like to say, Liari?
Sign up for ZZ's talent show. That's gonna be pretty cool. It's next weekend. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm a judge for it. There's 2 other really cool judges. And yeah, you should watch that and participate in it.
When is that?
Next weekend.
Boom, next weekend. You guys got something to do for next weekend, and then the weekend after that is your Liftoff. So thanks for staying tuned, guys, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.